best men. My husband is in gray and Wallace is in gray. Great taste. Sandra, I hope you got on black.
I know, I have well.
That's all right. We still together. It's close enough. Oh, again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for coming out for this time. Such a time as this, Wallace told me, a little bit ago that I had it, but I feel it now. But I want to thank the Lord for giving me the gifts of help. Some people may think that that's not an important gift, but it is a gift that God has given me. And I like to thank my husband who stands strong even when we're going through different things, like when I'm helping out with organizations. If there's something that happened due to my own understanding or whatever storm I'm going through in helping the organization, he has been there to fight with me through the storm, and for also just being there. I want to thank Renee Jackson and her husband. If you just look around this beautiful place in here, Renee Jackson did that. I want to also thank Laurie Boyle. Her daughter is Tiffany Boyle, who is our Commissioner of Revenue. So I'd like to thank you for being here. Also to Pastor O'Connor, Jim O'Connor, and also to Pastor David Bowman, and also to my church family. If I start naming, I'm gonna miss somebody out, and friends that are here, friends and family. And as Wallace said, Candace Lewis, she did a cameo and she came on, and she seen what I was doing. I've been doing it now for almost 12 years. I'm Ellen Sutter. I always say of ESP Presents, and ESP is my name, Ellen Sutter Presents, and one of the authors gave me that. But she came along and she saw that I really like to help, and as Wallace told a little bit of it, her name is Candace Lewis, and she told me, she said, Ellen, you should meet this guy. Now I don't know, like Wallace said, I didn't know the details about really what he was doing. I didn't even know if it was, she didn't tell me it was health or what, she didn't tell me what it was, but I was just eager to help. So she told me, Wallace Green, this man works so hard, he's doing this by himself. Keep in mind, I don't know what the this is. So I didn't care what the this was as long as I was able to help, because I love helping. And so we made an appointment, like he said, we met up at Mulberry Inn, and I do a lot of planning, and Wendy Arcette, as he mentioned, she helped me, and I put the events together. I do a lot of planning by myself, where I get the authors out, I get their name, what state they're coming from, and all that kind of stuff. So I was already in what I was doing, is planning and putting things together. So when I met Wallace, we talked about what he was doing, as he said, and he told me he was with Health and Awareness, and if everything was still, like he said, kind of sketchy, but I was willing to go ahead and do it. And then I didn't know until we had the event, but let's just say, with my knowledge now, I'll speak on the knowledge that I have now. So Wallace is putting together these events by himself, and he had his, he's the founder, and then there's a co-founder that his name is Willie Wilson. So he, his friend, and if I'm correct, Wallace, he's on dialysis or had kidney disease himself. Keep in mind, things are still sketchy to me. I don't know all of this as much as I know now. So when I met Wallace, I didn't realize he was doing this. I still, like he said, the comical side of me. I didn't realize he was doing all this by himself, but I knew he was doing things by himself. I thought he was like somebody with him. There was more people behind the scene, but there wasn't anybody behind the scene planning it. So the first huge event that was planted, it was at the embassy over in Hampton. That was huge for him to be planning that, and there was some people behind. So I just took the role at that time as volunteer, vendor volunteer, and I'm laughing at myself now. So I would make sure that the money is collected, the vendors, because I didn't want to hear no, I got it tomorrow and that, and I would come to Wallace and I'd tell him, well, here it is, and then we planned that. And then as I go on a little further, then I realized, Wallace, you did this all by yourself. I met him 6 months in. So, correct me too, Wallace. So, Mr. Willie Wilson, did he see the plan and then he passed before it walked out? I want to make sure I have that right.
Yeah, Willie actually passed 2 weeks before the actual event.
2 weeks before the actual event, so all of the planning and stuff had happened, but he didn't see it come to pass. So that's when I stepped in and I really realized that we were walking it out, him and I together, and then we were the team. So 2 people, and as Wallace said, when we go up and they ask who's doing all this, he says just 2, they say just 2. So me and him laughed each other, just y'all 2 planning all this stuff, just the 2. It was just the 2. And our mission is raising awareness and the importance of kidney disease. Wallace is a great leader, and also now he is an author, but he's an educator. He is an excellent educator on getting us to know the importance of health and awareness. One thing about Wallace, like I said, that mission, I didn't know the mission then, but I was glad to put my hands to whatever he was doing. So now I know that is that. So Wallace would be just doing it. He would have to go on dialysis and do things. Ellen, I can't be out right now, and I'm thinking why you can't. It still hadn't gotten dawned on me that he does dialysis. I'm thinking he walking, he's strong. Why you got to sit down and then now you're on dialysis? You gotta tell me when you're doing this so I can walk out early in the morning because I gotta have a diet. I still didn't get that because he just walked like a man that's nothing is wrong. So he's got to do 3 hours on dialysis. So through all that working that he does and planning these things, like I say, with the Candace, Wallace is sharp. And people always talk about iron sharpen iron, but they forget you have to get cut. So that's where they come in. Wallace and I, we were just cutting each other in a good way. And he sharpened me, and I needed exactly, me helping him, I thought it was just helping him, but I learned a lot for my own business and being with him. So it wasn't like I had to separate it. I was doing everything all across one plate for me and him. And so if you're planning a nonprofit organization or anything like that, and you're in there, Wallace and I will go head to head, and our spouses will be like, just let them, we're going head to head. We're going, and they do not interrupt me. And you would tell some of the team that's on it, don't mess with Ellen and Wallace. Just let them get it done, and they will be all right. And so we're standing head to head. Ellen with the gloves on. And Wallace said, "You got your gloves today?" I was like, "I got mine. I always keep mine in the pocket. I'm about ready to hit you. I'm about ready to hit you. It's about ready to be on." And I look at his wife, and I'm like, "Jimmy, my husband." So we just get it out and we walk it out. So if you don't have any of those intense fellowships in your organization, I don't know what y'all doing, because I don't know nobody that get along all the time. So with even saying that, and so I look at the behind the scenes as his wife. So I know if I'm going head to head with him, I got to make sure when he goes home, he's calm and he doesn't bring that at home, So I'm like, Wallace, okay, we good. You go home, you good, okay. All right, I see you, Wallace, I don't like you, but which one do you want? I mean, like, Wallace, I'm really fired. You don't know that I'm fired. I'm not dealing with you, but what you want tomorrow? That's how we work it out. That's how we go. And then we have 4 different things that we do. We do the National Kidney Month, which is in March, and that's to bring potential kidney donors and patient desiring transplants. We do that in March. And then we also do the Bowling, Adeline Nunez Bowling. We do that in June, and this is to bring awareness. And then we also, what's gonna happen pretty soon is the Painting with the Purpose. That event is to benefit health and awareness, and we educate there as well. And we do let me go back to the transplant when we do it in March. That's when we do the pinning. When they're you'll see a person that may have donated the kidney or donated an organ. They get to meet each other. And there's a pin that we do, and they pin together. It's beautiful. It's amazing. That's what we do on that one. And then we do, like I said, the Bowman and then the Pain with Purpose. And then we do the caregiver event. That's when we celebrate caregiver families. So we do that, and we do that one there in November. And we celebrate there. There's a lot of things that Wallace does, like I say, when he's down, those times that he was down, and he's typing, and he's supposed to be getting rest. And there's one particular time, just gonna go ahead and say it, Sandra said, look, y'all better leave him alone. Let him rest. I was like, if she's spoken, we let it down. We shut everything down and let him rest, because we have to remember, that's her husband. She lent him to us, and she's behind the scenes. She got to see all those things. Wallace was in a wheelchair at one time. Wallace wasn't even walking. That was before my time. And so there's a lot of things that Wallace does that he brings to the table to our community, and that I am super excited about. This is a passion of mine. My husband knows, and I, again, thank him for that. And there's many ways you guys can support, like you supported me today. And if you guys want to go any of those events that I told you about, and we have different ways to give. You can go to Kroger store, get you one of those cards, start you up an account. You can donate things like that that will help in awareness. You can also, I love books. I told you I'm doing the book thing. You can also go to Amazon, and it's smiles.amazon.com. You already have, if you already have an account, an Amazon account, just kind of log through your account with that. Smileamazon.com. That's a way of donating. And you can also donate by going to our website, which is kidneydance.com. You can go there. And then also I have envelopes there. But like I said again, we just do so many things that I wanted to do this here because I'm in Newport News. Most of everybody is over in Virginia Beach. That's where they are at. But I also want to say thank you to Miss Nicole Henley. She thought I wasn't going to talk about her. She probably was trying to hide. But I just kind of met her, and we found out that our birthdays are a day before each other. We both stubborn. We both get it done. And so she's new to health and awareness, and I really appreciate her. And when I say head to head with Wallace, her and I go head to head gently, but we get it done. We both have, now we're in the same body. We both have to make sure we understand what we both are saying, because we made babies and we're dating before each other. I just learned a little bit of that today. And so we're kind of alike. Now there's a trio, and there's more people in our organization, but it's like a trio. We feed off of each other, and we both have that same energy. And I really appreciate you being on the team, and she had helped me. We did the painting, the other painting, and she just was there. That was the first time I met her. And you guys have this flyer here. This is the one when I mentioned the September event. This is the painting with a twist, and that there we give some education there. This is actually the painting. If you guys want to come, the website is there to log on. The keyword is kidneys, and you can have the private information there. So you guys want to do there. So I wind it up now, and I thank you so much, and thank you guys for being here, Wallace. I'm just like in awe, so I haven't calmed down yet, so hopefully I calm down today. You know how long it takes me to calm down. And, and I just thank you guys for doing it, and thank you for being here. Can we do a favor and take a group picture? Is that okay with everybody? We can. I don't know if we go like midway.